They say there's something unique and unusual about every single person on Earth. But looking at some, you might involuntarily think that they got the whole extraordinary package. And in this video, you'll see some of the most unique people that you won't believe actually exist. From a girl with the biggest breasts to a tumor man with ultra-weird look, these people will shock you. Number 15. Ting Hiafen. Ting Hiafen is a young and beautiful woman from China, known for having the largest and biggest natural breasts in the whole world. What started as a minor change quickly became overwhelming. At first, she was thrilled to see her body growing, but that excitement didn't last. Her breasts began growing abnormally fast due to a condition called gigantomastia, which is basically a rare disorder where the mammary glands expand to excessive sizes. Initially, the growth seemed like a blessing, even flattering. But within 6 months, her breasts had ballooned to over 22 kilograms combined, each one weighing more than 10 kilograms. It changed everything: her posture, her sleep, her ability to move freely. Gigantomastia isn't just cosmetic, it's physically exhausting and medically serious. Ting's condition brought attention, but also discomfort, complications, and limitations. She wasn't seeking fame, just understanding. While her story has made headlines, the reality behind it is far from glamorous. For Ting, every step forward has required both resilience and adaptation to a body that wouldn't stop changing. Number 14. Nyakim Gatwech. Nyakim is an American model originally from Gambella, born in 1993. Often called the Queen of the Dark, she gained huge attention for her unusually deep skin tone, something that quickly set her apart, especially in the modeling world. After moving to the US, the contrast became even more visible. She felt different, constantly aware of how far her skin tone veered from the mainstream. There were moments she even considered lightening her skin just to blend in. That thought lingered, but it never turned into action. Instead of changing herself, she chose to change the narrative. Her striking photos on Instagram drew international praise, and her unique beauty eventually landed her in the spotlight. She didn't just stand out, she made people stare. Today, she's known not just for her skin, but for embracing it with complete confidence. In a world obsessed with filters, Nyakim turned what once felt isolating into her greatest strength. Number 13. Sumo Mo Naing. This 29-year-old from Miami claims to have one of the smallest natural waists in the world, just 13.7 inches. She insists it's all thanks to her genetics and a healthy lifestyle. Her photos online, though, have sparked constant debate. Social media users often accuse her of editing her pictures or using extreme body-modifying methods such as rib removal or tight corsets. Naing denies all of it, saying her shape is natural and achieved through consistent diet control and exercise. Despite the rumors, her figure has gained her massive attention and a devoted following. Many admire her confidence, while others remain skeptical. But for Naing, the goal was never to prove anything. It's to show that she loves how she looks. Whether her waist is real or not, her confidence is undeniable. She continues to post regularly, saying that her so-called unbelievable body is simply the result of genetics, discipline, and self-belief. Number 12. Vera Wang. Vera Wang was born and raised in New York City to Chinese parents who immigrated to the United States in the mid-1940s. She was born on June 27, 1949, and yes, that makes her 76 years old. Yet, if you saw her on the street, you'd never believe it. I mean, how? Just look at her. Her youthful face, flawless skin, and energetic presence easily pass for someone in their 20s. Vera started her career as a competitive figure skater before entering the fashion world, where she later became one of the most respected bridal designers in history. From her timeless gowns to her modern lifestyle, Wang has built a brand around elegance, discipline, and ageless confidence. When people ask her secret, she simply credits years of super hard work, consistent self-care, and doing what she loves. Time may have passed, but Vera Wang seems to exist in her own timeline, one where 70 looks like 30 and confidence never fades. Number 11. Yuan Herong. Yuan is a 36-year-old doctor from China, but she's far from the typical lab coat cliché. By day, she works in a hospital. By night, she's in the gym, building a physique that looks like it stepped straight out of a video game. Inspired by the Street Fighter character Chun-Li, she doesn't just resemble the iconic fighter, she embodies her. While a lot of girls have tried to pull off Chun-Li's look, none come as close as Yuan. Her strong legs, athletic build, and powerful stance are almost too accurate. But it's not just about cosplay or aesthetics. Yuan is a licensed traditional Chinese medicine practitioner, an actor, a professional bodybuilder, and a full-time force of nature. She balances healthcare, training, and modeling with a level of discipline that's just as intense as her workouts. While others try to mimic comic book heroes, Yuan made herself into one. There is no shortcuts, just work, passion, and an unbeatable Chun-Li resemblance. Number 10. Pin and Pan. Pin and Pan are conjoined twins living in Nakhon Sawan, Thailand. They have their own heads, torsos, and arms, but from the waist down, they're one. They share a single set of legs. Pin controls one, Pan controls the other. And somehow, they've figured it all out. Walking, dressing, brushing their teeth, eating, everything is a shared effort. They even ride a tricycle together. They live with their grandparents, who describe them not as conjoined twins, but just as Pin and Pan. Two different kids with their own personalities, who happen to share one body. Doctors have brought up the idea of separation, but the girls don't want it. Their grandparents aren't sure either. For Pin and Pan, separation sounds more like a loss than a fix. They're happy. They attend school, joke with friends, and move through the world together. There's no tragedy in their story. They're not waiting to be rescued. They just want people to see what's normal to them. Number 9. Amazon Ashley. Amazon Ashley is an American dancer and performer best known as the world's tallest burlesque artist. Standing nearly 2 meters tall, she towers with unmatched stage presence. Originally from California, she dances at the famous Beecher's Madhouse in Hollywood, where her height and energy make her a true standout. Ashley grew up in a family of tall women. Her sister also stands over 6 feet, but her early dreams weren't always supported. Her mother initially discouraged her from performing, worried about how the world would react to her unusual height. Sadly, her mother later passed away before witnessing Ashley's success. Today, Ashley proudly embraces her nickname Amazon, celebrating both her size and her confidence. She shared the stage with major celebrities, blending glamour with empowerment. What once made her feel out of place has now made her unforgettable. Amazon Ashley didn't just enter the spotlight, she expanded it to fit her height. All right, guys, now let's head over to Number 8. Tilly Lockey. Tilly Lockey proudly calls herself the cyborg girl, and for good and very great reason. When she was only 15 months old, she contracted meningococcal septicemia, a deadly infection that forced doctors to amputate both her hands to save her life. Instead of letting it define her, Tilly grew up embracing it. Today, she wears advanced bionic arms made by Open Bionics, lightweight, functional, and designed for movement and expression. These prosthetics didn't make her feel different. They made her feel powerful. She attends global events, models, and speaks openly about confidence and disability awareness. Her personality radiates positivity, and her outlook on life is strikingly mature. Tilly doesn't view technology as a replacement for what she lost. It's an upgrade that gives her new possibilities. She's proof that resilience and innovation can transform tragedy into empowerment. Tilly Lockey isn't just surviving, she's redefining what it means to be human in an age where courage and tech go hand in hand. Number 7. Monica Riley. Monica once said she wanted to become the heaviest woman in the world, and she meant it. Living in Texas and weighing over 320 kilograms, she documented her journey publicly, unapologetically feeding into that dream. She called it empowerment. Others called it dangerous. For Monica, it was complicated. Years of failed diets, weight cycling, and judgment pushed her in the opposite direction. She chose to embrace her size, not fight it. Her online following grew fast, drawn to her honesty and refusal to hide. But over time, her health started breaking down. Breathing became harder. Moving got more difficult. That's when things shifted. Monica didn't flip overnight, but she began focusing on balance. Not thinness, not shock value, just living. She's no longer chasing extremes, she's chasing peace. Her story's not some tidy arc of redemption or rebellion, it's messier than that. But it's real. Monica Riley still shares her life online. Not to prove anything, just to remind people that judgment doesn't heal, and that healing rarely looks how you expect. Number 6. Stan Larkin. Stan walked around for over a year and a half without a human heart in his chest. Instead, he had a SynCardia total artificial heart, a machine he wore in a backpack, pumping blood through his body 24/7. Born into a family with a history of heart failure, Stan's own heart failed at just 23. But doctors didn't give up. They fitted him with the device, telling him it could keep him alive until a donor was found. For 555 days, Stan lived with that machine keeping him going. He played basketball, hung out with friends, even traveled, all while carrying the synthetic pump on his back. When he finally received a transplant in 2016, the doctors called him a miracle of technology and mental grit. Most people wouldn't have lasted a week. He lasted almost 2 years. Stan didn't just survive, he adapted. He lived. His story isn't about fear or waiting. It's about what you do with borrowed time and how far the body can go when the will refuses to quit. Number 5. Aditya Romeo Dev. Aditya Romeo Dev proved that strength isn't measured in height or weight. Standing just 84 centimeters tall and weighing about 14 kilograms, he became the world's smallest bodybuilder. Born with dwarfism in India, Aditya refused to let his size define him. Every morning, he trained with determination, building real muscle and impressive strength. What began as curiosity from onlookers soon turned into admiration. He became a symbol of discipline and perseverance, someone who showed that the human spirit can overpower any limitation. Outside the gym, Aditya was full of humor and life, performing as a dancer and entertainer who never failed to inspire. Though he passed away in 2012 at just 23, his story still moves people worldwide. He didn't just lift weights, he lifted expectations. Aditya Romeo Dev's legacy reminds us that greatness isn't about how much space you take up. It's about the impact you leave behind when you refuse to give up. All right, guys, now let's move to Number 4. Mariam Nabatanzi. Mariam Nabatanzi's story stretches far beyond belief. Born in Uganda, she holds the title of the world's most fertile woman, having given birth to 44 children. Married at a young age, she began having children early, many of them twins, triplets, and quadruplets. Doctors discovered she has a rare condition called hyperovulation, where her body releases multiple eggs each cycle. Life for Mariam has been a daily challenge, feeding, clothing, and raising that many children without stable income would overwhelm anyone. Yet she carries it all with quiet endurance. Her life is not about luxury or fame. It's about survival and love multiplied dozens of times. She manages a household that functions more like a small community, relying on discipline and faith to keep going. Mariam's story isn't glamorous, it's extraordinary in its humanity. She stands as a living symbol of strength, sacrifice, and the raw, unstoppable force of motherhood in its most literal sense. So, never give up, no matter how hard or big the problem is. Number 3. Mehmet Özürek. Mehmet didn't hide behind his Guinness World Record. He walked straight into it. Born and raised in Turkey, Mehmet held the record for the longest nose ever measured on a living person, 3.46 inches. Most people would have called that a burden, but Mehmet wore it with pride. He said it ran in his family. He joked about it. He smiled wide in every photo. And behind that one measurement was a full, grounded life. Mehmet was never interested in being stared at. He was more interested in changing how people saw others like him. What could have been a source of shame turned into a source of confidence. His interviews weren't filled with bitterness or self-pity. He talked about heritage, uniqueness, and being okay with what nature gave you. Mehmet passed away in 2023, but his face and his attitude left a mark much bigger than any measurement. He didn't just hold a record. He held space for anyone who's ever been told their face was too much. Number 2. The man with a horn. Well, now this one is totally crazy. Back in 2019, a 74-year-old farmer named Shyam Lal Yadav from Madhya Pradesh shocked doctors and the internet when a horn-like growth began forming on his head. Over time, it developed into a 4-inch cone made entirely of keratin, the same protein found in hair and nails. For years, his barber simply trimmed it until it grew too thick to ignore. When he finally went to Bagyode Tirth Hospital, scans revealed it hadn't invaded his skull, allowing surgeons to remove it safely. This rare condition, known as a cutaneous horn, can appear on the scalp, face, or hands, usually from long-term sun exposure. While the horn itself isn't harmful, doctors always biopsy the base because around 20% hide cancerous cells. Thankfully, Yadav's growth was benign, and his recovery went smoothly. His case remains one of the strangest and most fascinating examples of human keratin buildup, a medical oddity that still fascinates researchers and people around the world. Number 1. Sarah Gertz. Sarah Gertz was born in Minnesota and now lives in Los Angeles. She was just 10 when doctors diagnosed her with dermatosparaxis Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, a rare genetic condition that affects connective tissue and makes the body unable to produce collagen properly. That means skin becomes extremely fragile, joints weaken, and wrinkles appear prematurely. Globally, the condition affects around 1 in 500 people, but Sarah's case is particularly severe. By 20, her skin had already taken on the texture and appearance most people don't see until decades later. At 26, she physically looks closer to 50. But instead of hiding it, Sarah turned her skin into something bold and unfiltered. A successful model now, she refuses to let society's obsession with smoothness define her. Her own words say it best. "My skin used to be my biggest insecurity. Now, it's the most beautiful thing about me. Every wrinkle tells a story, and it's mine. Sarah didn't fix her skin. She made peace with it." If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon in the next one.